What do you do when the Junglas 1 just isn't enough? You piggyback it with the Junglas 2! America! This video is brought to you by Beach and Tactical. Also, by Patreon and my Amazon store. Link in the description box below. Welcome to the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today, we are going to compare the Junglas 1 to the Junglas 2. Now, I did take pre-workout before doing this video to make it as ridiculous as possible. But what we are doing today, the Junglas 1 and the Junglas 2. All right. Since the Junglas 2 has been released, people have been asking, how does it chop compared to the Junglas 1? And I'm here to tell you that although everybody says that the Junglas 2 chops just about as well as the Junglas 1, and those extra couple of inches, they kind of matter. So basically, under a certain size, right, it's the truth. They chop about the same. Cultural appropriation. Fuck it all! But take it from a guy who's chopped down trees with both knives. If you get into a situation where you need to do some serious long-term chopping, there is really no comparison between the Junglas 1 and the Junglas 2. Now, to really give you a comparison that you can understand and, directly actually equate how different these two knives are, we are going to take them to the old standby, the table of destruction. The table of destruction, a quick history. And show it to you anyways. Here's the size comparison that I should have done from the very beginning. Here you can see the Junglas 1 and the Junglas 2. Exact same handle, exact same blade, just up to the tip. You lose about 2 inches. And that 2 inches is pretty vital. The sheaths, again, same difference. This isn't the perfect analogy, but I just love being probably the first person ever to piggyback a Junglas 2 onto a Junglas 1. Of course, carrying this monstrosity requires a Beach and Tactical Baldric sling, but the primary difference between the Junglas and the Junglas 2, which I will continue to refer to from now on as the Junglas 1 and the Junglas 2, is the Junglas 1 is a short, heavy machete. The Junglas 2 is a large knife. It's very important to remember that. If you're looking for a large knife, the Junglas 2 is one of the most balanced, best bang for the buck knives on the market. If you need something a little bit more, you're going for a one-tool option, you've got some heavy work to do, you're going to be clearing a lot of brush, because as you saw with little stuff, the Junglas 1 and the Junglas 2 can zing through them at about the same speed. But if you're going to be doing that for a considerable amount of time, you want the Junglas 2. And if you're going to be doing a lot of firewood prep, you want the Junglas 2. And for what it's worth, this actually isn't my Junglas. I've been borrowing this from a viewer for, I think, like 2, maybe 3 years. And so first off, he's the coolest dude ever. Second off, if you're thinking about sending me a knife to borrow, we probably should not do that. I'm going to try to not do that anymore because I feel so guilty. But all right, so I've been borrowing the Junglas for so long, the Junglas. And when I send this back soon, I'm going to have to get one of my own because it is such an excellent knife. So if a YouTube reviewer has had a knife for this long and sends it back and has to get one for himself, that should say something to you guys, especially considering that I have way too many knives, short, heavy machetes, whatever have you, to begin with. So there you go. Size comparison of the Junglasses. So the final results are in. The Junglas 1 took an average of 7.6 hits. That's most of my favorite number, 7.62. The Junglas 2 took 12.3 hits on average. I'll put the maths on the screen right here. Now, what does this mean? Well, first off, people are going to say that I chose a favorite, that I rigged the results or something, that the results aren't perfect. And let me just say the results are not perfect. If I was out here all day chopping 2x4s, or if I had a mechanical arm that used exactly the same amount of force and exactly the same chops, the results might have been a little bit different, but I guarantee you they would not have been a lot different. I guarantee you that I have no reason to choose one knife over the other. I love, literally, both of these knives. I think that both of these knives represent what Esee is, because as other companies are looking for gimmicks and add-ons to sell their knives, ways to make them look cool, little features to grab people's attention, Esee does not. The Junglas and the Junglas 2 are completely devoid of features. They're completely devoid of gimmicks. They are simply a knife that works with nothing extra, and because of that, they work so well. But they are different knives. The Junglas 2 I mentioned is a short, heavy machete. The Junglas 1, I'm sorry, the Junglas 2 is a large knife. The Junglas 2 feels more like an Esee 6 Plus or an Esee 8 than it does a Junglas 2. It's incredible what the small difference in blade length means. And what does that mean? About a 50%, almost a 50% difference in chopping power and efficiency. That is important. So for the countless opinions that you'll find online that say that the Junglas 1 and the Junglas 2 almost have the same performance for chopping, when you talk about what people normally chop with a knife, which is something up to about this thick, they are right. And that is what most people's experiences are. But if you really need to do some hacking and some chopping, the difference is huge. Whereas the difference in weight and length is not that much. The Junglas is uncomparably efficient for chopping when it comes to the Junglas 2, which I've forgotten I'm going to from now on call the Junglas. But when it comes to fine work, which I can't control variables on fine work, but when it comes to fine work, if you really needed to, you almost couldn't tell the difference between the two knives. I promise you. The extra little bit of blade length might get in your way somewhere, but it probably won't. And when you're carrying the knife, both of them are a little bit awkward on the belt. On the pack, you're not going to notice the difference. What I'm saying, I love the Junglas 2 as a large knife, but if I need a chopper, I'm going for the Junglas 1. That's about all I got, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. The pre-workout is wearing off, to my chagrin. Definitely check out the links in the description box below to Beach and Tactical, my Patreon, and my Amazon store. I'd greatly appreciate it if you share this video. Please give it a thumbs down, whether you like it or do not like it. That's much more effective for Google Analytics than a thumbs up. Fall is coming. I can't wait. It's knife testing season. We have a lot coming up, and shortly I will be comparing the Junglas 1 to a few of my other favorite blades, and a couple of the only other blades that are even really comparable. It's kind of in a category of its own, being the size that it is and only 3/16 of an inch thick, especially considering the grind thickness and height. So it really is a phenomenal blade. Both of these knives are, and I get asked all the time which is better. If you're going to ask me about these knives, ask which is better for what, because they're in two entirely different categories, even though they're only separated by a couple inches. I'm not gonna make a joke about that. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I hope that you have a blessed day.